Hey, everybody. Today I'm going to read from the Embracing Lilith myth, part 25. Chapter 25. Woman, he said, why are you crying? Who is it you were looking for? Thinking he was the gardener, she said, Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him. Jesus said to her, Mary. She turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, Rabboni, John 20:15 through 16. I woke from my sleep disoriented and confused. It took a few minutes to remember what had happened. Why had I been knocked unconscious? Had Yeshua done this to me? If so, why? I wasn't sure, but I knew I had to hurry and see if I could fix what must be happening. Samuel had again unleashed his horror on the world, and none of these people deserved whatever he was doing. I went seeking Judas, since he was the last vessel of Samuel I had seen. I found Judas dead, hanging by his neck from a tree, with his entrails spilling out on the ground. I could only surmise Samael had finished with him and discarded his body like an old suit, leaving Judas so stricken with what he had done that he killed himself. His corpse was a horrible sight, and I felt for this man who had been used so carelessly. I reached out with my awareness and couldn't find Samael or Yeshua, but I did find Mary, Yeshua's wife. I took to the air and flew to her. She sat in a garden used to entomb bodies while they broke down. The bones would eventually be moved to small sepulchres, which would then be stored in family burial sites. When I got there and saw the anguish on Mary's face, I knew I had arrived too late. I took human form and fell to the ground sobbing. Mary was too distraught to see me or notice almost anything else going on around her. I stood behind Mary outside the tomb as she wept. She bent over to look into the tomb and saw two angels in white seated where Yeshua's body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. I recognized them as the archangels Metatron and Sandalphon, supernal angels of Yahweh and Elohim. They almost never appeared to humans, so I did not understand why they showed themselves to Mary. They asked her, Woman, why are you crying? They have taken my Lord away, she said, and I don't know where they have put him. At this, she turned around and saw Yeshua standing there, but she did not yet recognize him. I was taken aback because Yeshua did not have a mortal body anymore. He wore a body of light, much like the one I took up when in spiritual form, except his shone stronger and brighter than mine ever had. He was magnificent. He asked Mary, Woman, why are you crying? Who is it you were looking for? Thinking him the gardener, she said, Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him. Yeshua said to her, Mary? She turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, Rabboni. Yeshua said, Do not hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go instead to my brothers and tell them, I am ascending to Yahweh, to my God and to your God. Mary ran off in tears of joy. I knelt in the grass, crying with gratitude that I had not failed, and Yeshua had been reunited with his love. My creation, Samiel, had not ruined yet another life. I felt so happy Mary and Yeshua wouldn't know the pain of loss I had known. Suddenly, Yeshua disappeared briefly and then reappeared facing me. Dearest Lilith, do you recognize me? Yes, of course. You were Yeshua, the anointed one. Yes, but look closer and see who I have been. I looked at him puzzled, but it did as he said. I reached deeper with my power, and this time I managed to get past his magic and truly see. You, you're also Adam, I said in amazement. Yes, dear one, I am Adam, reborn after many, many lifetimes. I am Adam and I am Yeshua. You also probably do not recognize Mary. She is Eve reborn as I am Adam. The tears flowed and I sobbed in such waves I could barely see. So much had happened, and yet Adam and Eve were all right. In fact, more than all right. They had been perfected. When I had calmed down, Yeshua spoke again. Samuel, you can come out now. I wish to talk to you. I bristled with fear and anger as Samuel took shape about 20 feet from us. He had obviously been hiding, watching all that happened. He had obviously healed completely from our encounter at the Red Sea, but somehow he seemed diminished, like a child who had been caught cheating in a game. Samuel, my brother, do not fear. I mean you no harm. Samuel looked truly frightened for the first time in his entire existence. You're alive. Yes, I live and more than alive. I am what all humans will become, enlightened and free of earthly constraints. In part, I owe it to both of you, he said, turning from Samuel to look at me. Why do you owe us? We have done nothing but cause you pain. It's all my fault. If I hadn't been unhappy and fled from Eden, none of this would have happened. Yeshua said, exactly. You did exactly what Yahweh Elohim created you to do. I don't understand. Yeshua reached out his hand and said, remember, both Samuel and I lost consciousness and entered the same dream. That's it for this section. It'll pick up again in the next one. I think there's only two more left, so the story is coming to an end.